The flag of Europe, or European flag, consists of a circle of 12 golden stars on an azure background. It is an official symbol of two separate organizations, the Council of Europe and the European Union, both of which term it the flag of Europe, or the European flag. It was first adopted in 1955 by the Council of Europe to represent the European continent as a whole. Due to the subsequent emergence of the EU, the flag is sometimes colloquially known as the flag of the European Union, but this term is not official. The flag was designed in 1955 for the Council of Europe as its symbol, and the CO urged it to be adopted by other organizations. In 1985, the European Economic Community adopted it as its own flag at the initiative of the European Parliament. The flag is not mentioned in the EU's treaties, its incorporation being dropped along with the European Constitution, but it is formally adopted in law. In order to avoid confusion with the European Union, the Council of Europe has a distinctive Council of Europe logo, which employs a lowercase e in the center. The logo is not meant to be a substitute for the flag, which the Council flies in front of and in its headquarters, annexes and field office premises. Since its adoption by the European Union, it has become more associated with the EU due to the EU's higher profile and heavy usage of the emblem. The flag has also been used to represent Europe in sporting events and is a pro-democracy banner outside the Union. It has partly inspired other flags, such as those of other European organizations and those of sovereign states where the EU has been heavily involved. History. Creation. The search for a symbol began in 1950 when a committee was set up in order to look into the question of a European flag. There were numerous proposals, but a clear theme for stars and circles emerged. Count Richard Nikolaus von Coudenhove-Kalergi proposed that they adopt the flag of his International Pan-European Union, which was a blue field, with a red cross inside an orange circle at the center, which he had himself recently adopted for the European Parliamentary Union. Due to the cross symbolism, this was rejected by Turkey. Kalergi then suggested adding a crescent to the cross design, to overcome the Muslim objections. Another organization's flag was the European Movement, which had a large green E on a white background. A further design was one based on the Olympic rings, 8 silver rings on a blue background. It was rejected due to the ring's similarity with dial, chain, and zeros. One proposal had a large yellow star on a blue background, but it was rejected due to its similarity with the so-called Bernese flag and the flag of the Belgian Congo. The Consultative Assembly narrowed their choice to two designs. One was by Salvador de Madariaga, the founder of the College of Europe, who suggested a constellation of stars on a blue background. He had circulated his flag round many European capitals and the concept had found favor. The second was a variant by Arsene Heitz, who worked for the Council's Postal Service and had submitted dozens of designs. The design of his that was accepted by the Assembly was similar to Salvador de Madariaga's, but rather than a constellation, the stars were arranged in a circle. In 1987, Heitz claimed that his inspiration had been the crown of 12 stars of the Woman of the Apocalypse, are often found in Marian iconography. The Consultative Assembly favored Heitz's design. However, the flag the Assembly chose had 15 stars, reflecting the number of states of the Council of Europe. The Consultative Assembly chose this flag and recommended the Council of Europe to adopt it. The Committee of Ministers agreed with the Assembly that the flag should be a circle of stars, but the number was a source of contention. The number 12 was chosen, and Paul Mglacute drew up the exact design of the new flag as it is today. The Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe approved it on the 25th of October 1955. Adopted on 8 December 1955, the flag was unveiled at the Château de la Muette in Paris on 13 December 1955. Unsuccessful entries. European communities. Following Expo 58 in Brussels, the flag caught on in the Council of Europe lobbied for other European organizations to adopt the flag as a sign of European unity. The European Parliament took the initiative in seeking a flag to be adopted by the European communities. Shortly after the first direct elections in 1979, a draft resolution was put forward on the issue. The resolution proposed that the community's flag should be that of the Council of Europe, and it was adopted by the Parliament on the 11th of April 1983. The June 1984 European Council Summit in Fontainebleau stressed the importance of promoting a European image and identity to citizens and the world. The following year, meeting in Milan, the 28-29 June European Council approved a proposal from the Committee on a People's Europe in favor of the flag and adopted it. Following the permission of the Council of Europe, the communities began to use it from 1986, with it being raised outside the Parliament building for the first time on the 29th of May 1986. The European Union, which was established by the Maastricht Treaty in 1992 to replace the EC and encompass its functions, also adopted the flag. Since then, the use of the flag has been controlled jointly by the Council of Europe and the European Union. Previous flags prior to development of political institutions, flags representing Europe, were limited to unification movements. The most popular were the European movement's large green E on a white background, and the pan-European flag. With the development of institutions, aside from the Council of Europe, came other emblems and flags. None were intended to represent wider Europe and have since been replaced by the current flag of Europe. The first major organization to adopt one was the European Coal and Steel Community, which merged into the European Communities. The ECSC was created in 1952 and the flag of the ECSC was unveiled in 1958 Expo in Brussels. The flag had two stripes, blue at the top, black at the bottom with 6 gold stars, 3 on each stripe. Blue was for steel, black for coal, and the stars were the 6 member states. The stars increased with the members until 1986 when they were fixed at 12. When the ECSC treaty expired in 2002, the flag was lowered outside the European Commission in Brussels and replaced with the European flag. The European Parliament also used its own flag from 1973, but never formally adopted it. It fell out of use with the adoption of the 12-star flag by the Parliament in 1983. The flag followed the yellow and blue color scheme, however. Instead of 12 stars there were the letters EP and P surrounded by a wreath. Barcode flag in 2002. Dutch architect Rem Koolhaas and his architecture firm Office for Metropolitan Architecture designed a new flag in response to Commission President Romano Prodi's request to find ways of rebranding the Union in a way that represents Europe's diversity and unity. The proposed new design was dubbed the barcode, as it displays the colors of every European flag as vertical stripes. As well as the barcode comparison, it had been compared unfavorably to wallpaper, a TV test card, and deck chair fabric. Unlike the current flag, it would change to reflect the member states. It was never officially adopted by the EU or any organization. However, it was used as the logo of the Austrian EU presidency in 2006. It had been updated with the colors of the 10 members who had joined since the proposal, and was designed by Koolhaas's firm. Its described aim is to portray Europe as the common effort of different nations, with each retaining its own unique cultural identity. There were initially some complaints, as the stripes of the flag of Estonia were displayed incorrectly. Recent events. In April 2004, the flag was flown in space for the first time by European Space Agency astronaut Andrei Kuipers while on board the International Space Station. The flag was to have been given a formal status in the proposed European Constitution. However, since the ratification of that failed, the leaders removed the state-like elements such as the flag from the replacement Treaty of Lisbon. The European Parliament, however, had supported the inclusion of symbols, and in response backed a proposal to use the symbols, such as the flag, more often in the Parliament. Joe Linen MEP suggesting that the Parliament should again take the avant-garde in the use. Later, in September 2008, Parliament's Committee on Constitutional Affairs proposed a formal change in the institution's rules of procedure to make better use of the symbols. Specifically, the flag would be present in all meeting rooms and at all official events. The proposal was passed on 8 October 2008 by 503 votes to 96. Additionally, a declaration by 16 member states on the symbols, including the flag, was included in the final act of the Treaty of Lisbon, stating that the flag, the anthem, the motto and the currency in Europe Day will for them continue as symbols to express the sense of community of the people in the European Union, and their allegiance to it. Usage. Council of Europe. The flag was originally designed by the Council of Europe, and as such the CO holds the copyright for the flag. However, the Council of Europe agreed that the European communities could use the flag, and it had promoted its use by other regional organizations since it was created. The Council of Europe now shares responsibility with the European Commission for ensuring that use of the symbol respects the dignity of the flag, taking measures to prevent misuse of it. Besides using the flag, the Council also uses a defaced version of the flag as its emblem. It is the existing design with a stylized green E over the stars. European Union. The flag symbolizes the EU as a whole. All EU institutions, bodies and agencies have their own logo or emblem, albeit often inspired by the flag's design and colors. As part of the EU's usage, the flag appears on the Euro banknotes. Euro coins also display the 12 stars of the flag on both the national and common sides, and the flag is sometimes used as an indication of the currency of the Eurozone. The flag appears also in many driving licenses and vehicle registration plates issued in the Union. Protocol. It is mandatory for the flag to be used in every official speech made by the President of the European Council, and it is often used at official meetings between the leaders of an EU state and a non-EU state. While normally the national flag takes precedence over the European flag in the national context, meetings between EU leaders sometimes differ. For example, the Italian flag code expressly replaces the Italian flag for the European flag in precedence when dignitaries from other EU countries visit. For example, the EU flag would be in the middle of a group of 3 flags rather than the Italian flag. The flag is usually flown by the government of the country holding the rotating presidency Council of Ministers, though in 2009 the Czech President Václav Klaus, a Eurosceptic, refused to fly the flag from his castle. In response, Greenpeace projected an image of the flag onto the castle and attempted to fly the flag from the building themselves. Some members also have their own rules regarding the use of the flag alongside the national flag on domestic occasions. For example, the obligatory use alongside national flags outside police stations or local government buildings. As an example, according to the Italian laws, it is mandatory for most public offices and buildings to hoist the European flag alongside the Italian national flag. Outside official use, the flag may not be used for aims incompatible with European values. In national usage, national protocol usually demands the national flag takes precedence over the European flag. On occasions where the European flag is flown alongside all national flags, the national flags are placed in alphabetical order with the European flag either at the head or the far right of the order of flags. Extraordinary flying of the flag is common on the EU's Flag Day, known as Europe Day, which is celebrated annually on the 9th of May. On Europe Day 2008, the flag was flown for the first time above the German Reichstag. Military and naval use. In addition to the flags used by the government and people, the flag is also used in EU military operations. However, it is not used as a civil ensign. In 2003, a member of the European Parliament tabled a proposal in a temporary committee of the European Parliament that national civil ensigns be defaced with the European flag. This proposal was rejected by Parliament in 2004, and hence the European flag is not used as a European civil ensign. Despite not having a civil ensign, the EU's fishery inspection teams display a blue and yellow pennant. The pennant is flown by inspection vessels in EU waters. The flag is triangular and quartered blue and yellow and was adopted according to EEC Regulation #1382/87 on the 20th of May 1978. There are no other variants or alternative flags used by the EU. Ukraine. The flag became a symbol of European integration of Ukraine in 2010s, particularly after Euromaidan. Ukraine is not a part of the EU, but the flag is used by the Cabinet of Ukraine, Prime Minister of Ukraine, and MFAUA during official meetings. Wider use. The flag has been used to represent Europe in its wider sense. The Council of Europe covers all but 3 European countries, thereby representing much of Europe. In particular, the flag has become a banner for pro-Europeanism outside the Union, for example in Georgia, where the flag is on most government buildings since the coming to power of Mikhail Saakashvili, who used it during his inauguration, stating, "Flag is Georgia's flag as well, as far as it embodies our civilization, our culture, the essence of our history in perspective, and our vision for the future of Georgia." Quote. It was later used in 2008 by pro-Western Serbian voters ahead of an election. It is also used as a pro-democracy emblem in countries such as Belarus, where it has been used on protest marches alongside the banned former national flag and flags of opposition movements. The flag was used widely in a 2007 European march in Minsk as protesters rallied in support of democracy and accession to the EU. Similarly, the flag was flown during the 2013 Euromaidan pro-democracy and pro-EU protests in Ukraine. The flag, or features of it, are often used in the logos of organizations of companies which stress a pan-European element. For example, European lobbyist groups and transnational shipping companies. The flag is also used in certain sports arrangements where a unified Team Europe is represented, as in the Ryder Cup and the Mosconi Cup. Following the 2004 Summer Olympics, President Romano Prodi pointed out that the combined medal total of the European Union was far greater than that of any other country and called for EU athletes to fly the European flag at the following games alongside their own as a sign of solidarity. The design of the European flag was displayed on the Eiffel Tower in Paris to celebrate the French presidency of the EU Council in the second half of 2008. Design. The flag is rectangular with 2:3 proportions. Its fly is 1.5 times the length of its hoist. 12 gold stars are centered in a circle upon a blue background. All the stars are upright, have 5 points and are spaced equally according to the hour positions on the face of a clock. The diameter of each star is equal to 1/9 of the height of the hoist. The heraldic description given by the EU is, on an azure field a circle of 12 golden mullets, the points not touching. The Council of Europe gives the flag a symbolic description in the following terms: against the blue sky of the Western world, the stars represent the peoples of Europe in a circle, a symbol of unity. The number shall be invariably set at 12, the symbol of completeness and perfection. Colors: the base color of the flag is a dark blue, while the golden stars are portrayed in yellow. The colors are regulated according to the Pantone coloring system. A large number of designs were proposed for the flag before the current flag was agreed. The rejected proposals are preserved in the Council of Europe archives. One of these consists of a design of white stars on a light blue field, as a gesture to the peace and internationalism of the United Nations. An official website makes the reference to blue and gold being the original colors of Count Richard Nikolaus von Coudenhove-Kalergi, who proposed a pan-European Union in 1923, and was an active proponent of the early community. Number of stars: the number of stars on the flag is fixed at 12, and is not related to the number of member states of the EU. This is because it originally was the flag of the Council of Europe. In 1953, the Council of Europe had 15 members. It was proposed that the future flag should have 1 star for each member, and would not change based on future members. West Germany objected to this, as one of the members was the disputed area of Saarland, and to have its own star would imply sovereignty for the region. 12 was eventually adopted as a number with no political connotations and as a symbol of unity. In his 2006 book, Boris Johnson drew attention to the Emperor necklace, which depicts 12 Caesars, and looks uncannily like the Euro flag. While 12 is the correct number of stars, sometimes flags or emblems can be found that incorrectly show 15 or 25. However, the flag also remains that of the Council of Europe, which now has 47 member states. Derivative designs. The design of the European flag has been used in a variation, such as that of the Council of Europe mentioned above, and also to a greater extent such as the flag of the Western European Union, which uses the same colors and the stars but has a number of stars based on membership and in a semicircle rather than a circle. It is also defaced with the initials of the former Western European Union in 2 languages. The flag of Bosnia and Herzegovina does not have such a strong connection as the WEU flag, but was partly inspired by the European involvement in, and aspirations of, Bosnia and Herzegovina. It uses the same blue and yellow colors, and the stars, although of a different number and color, are a direct reference to those of the European flag. Likewise, the Republic of Kosovo uses blue, yellow and stars in its flag in reference to the European flag, symbolizing its European ambitions. Kosovo has, like Bosnia and Herzegovina, seen heavy European involvement in its affairs, with the European Union assuming a supervisory role after its declared independence in 2008. The flag of the Brussels capital region consists of a yellow iris with a white outline upon a blue background. Its colors are based on the colors of the flag of Europe, because Brussels is considered the unofficial capital of the EU. The national flag of Cape Verde also shows similarity to the flag of the European Union. The flag is made of a circular formation of 10 yellow stars on a dark blue background and a band of white and red. The stars represent the main islands of the nation. The blue represents the ocean and the sky. The band of white and red represents the road toward the construction of the nation, and the colors stand for peace and effort. The flag was adopted on the 22nd of September 1992. Other labels take reference to the European flag, such as the EU organic food label that uses the 12 stars but reorders them into the shape of a leaf on a green background. The original logo of the European Broadcasting Union used the 12 stars on a blue background, adding ray beams to connect the countries. Marian interpretation. In 1987, following the adoption of the flag by the EEC, Arsen Heitz, one of the designers who had submitted proposals for the flag's design, suggested a religious inspiration for it. He claimed that the circle of stars was based on the iconographic tradition of showing the Blessed Virgin Mary as the woman of the apocalypse, wearing a crown of 12 stars. The French satirical magazine Le Canard Enchaîné reacted to Heitz's statement with an article entitled L'Europe violée par la Sainte Vierge in the 20th of December 1989 edition. Heitz also made a connection to the date of the flag's adoption, the 8th of December 1955, coinciding with the Catholic feast of the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Paul M. G. Vy, then Director of Information at the Council of Europe responsible for designing the flag, in a 1989 statement maintained that he had not been aware of any religious connotations. In an interview given the 26th of February 1998, Vy denied not only awareness of the Marian connection, but also denied that the final design of a circle of 12 stars was Heitz's. To the question, who really designed the flag, Vy replied, I did, and I calculated the proportions to be used for the geometric design. Arsen Heitz, who was an employee in the mail service, put in all sorts of proposals, including the 15-star design, but he submitted too many designs. He wanted to do the European currencies with 15 stars in the corner. He wanted to do national flags incorporating the Council of Europe flag. Carlo Curtigialdino has reconstructed the design process to the effect that Heitz's proposal contained varying numbers of stars, from which the version with 12 stars was chosen by the Committee of Ministers meeting at deputy level in January 1955 as one out of two remaining candidate designs. Levy's 1998 interview apparently gave rise to a new variant of the Marian anecdote. An article published in Die Welt in August 1998 alleged that it was Vy himself who was inspired to introduce a Marian element as he walked past a statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary. An article posted in Le Raison in February 2000 further connected the donation of a stained glass window for Strasbourg Cathedral by the Council of Europe on the 21st of October 1956. This window, a work by Parisian master Max Ingrand, shows a blessing Madonna underneath a circle of 12 stars on dark blue ground. The overall design of the Madonna is inspired by the banner of the cathedral's congregation Marie Our Lady des Hommes, and the 12 stars are found on the statue venerated by this congregation inside the cathedral. Similar flags,